These are the two cars that are available in the Scalextric Bathurst Legends set C1418. So we'll look at the Ford first. This car has previously been available in the display case. I really hate the XC. Scalextric did a very poor job when they designed these for the mould. They just glue pieces onto the front. You can see the XB guard. So, and even though the dash is glued on to the interior tub, they didn't bother. That's a XA XB dash. The XC being an interim car before the introduction of the European styled XD Falcon. The XC had a wholly redesigned dash, steering wheel, even the seats were actually different in the front bucket seats, different shape. So they could have done a clamshell mould which joined at the door and the guard there, and they could have moulded XAs, XBs and XCs with the same rear end and just a different mould for the front. So it was a bit of a very cheap option that Scalextric took. So the XC is my least favourite car. This is a 1978 Bathurst car. Obviously driven by Moffat. Can't remember the other driver off the top of my head. And this is the car we really want to look at, because this is the car that was promised as a C4157, a 78 A9X, driven by Peter Brock and Jim Richards. So this was the car we were meant to get. Instead we got, for C4157, a 79, which is the most legendary car because it was so dominant in the race, 6 laps ahead of anyone else. And so there's fairly similar liveries, just minor differences with the positioning of the names on the front guard and the layout of the 05 on the roof and the bonnet. But the big disappointment with this one is that the interior should be black. 78 had a black interior. So this is back when they were still cars. They had racing seats for the driver, but the rest of the trim was still in the vehicle. So it was like a factory, how it came out the factory. So it should be a black trim for the 78. The The 79 had the tan trim. So it's unknown as to whether this will be a single release, as this car in particular is commissioned by Southern Model Supplies and not a worldwide Scalextric. Oh, I forgot. This one, the front bumper's actually right. So they might have addressed that issue with the front bumper. But my other two, C4157 and C4158, both have the incorrect positioning of the front bumper, but it's good to see that's been fixed. But unfortunately, there's always a little disappointment. Maybe if they release it in a single car, the interior issue could be addressed. But there is a history of set only releases. Only time will tell.